left something in the house.
It's that hate, boy.
Yeah, my day ones here to dance at the beginning. So you know it's only right, that's how we end it. Came all the way from losing to winning. Yeah, I did it. But it ain't just me, it's the whole team. Share it with the whole team. Congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no hiding this.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Cleveland.
We spent your whole life trying to blow up, but Elohim never had time for donuts. The beat go ham, no time for cold cuts. The game like Big Fish came to join up. Yeah, I'm still independent, ain't sold a million records yet. Used to be on my checklist, big diamonds don't need a necklace. Look, we built the sound like it's double speed Tetris. I cannot build without God in it. We built the sound, you can't copy this. I never brag, it's just confidence. I never rap for your compliments. I wrote this one for the indie grind. If you ain't signed on the dotted line, can't buy my soul with no dollar signs. The industry so full of troglodytes. I don't follow trends. Sit down with my chest. No, I will not bend. Game time in it. I don't follow trends. Sit down with my chest. No, I will not bend. Game time. Run it up. 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 Run it up.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here.
Yeah. Sound like some superheroes. Some black superheroes. Every block, every hood, every city, every ghetto. Need a black superhero. Every block, every hood, every city, every ghetto. Need a black superhero.
You need a bro like me. Military mind stated, and I keep in a degree. You can label me a Huey P. Made a martyr out of Martin, out of Malcolm, out of
reason to multiply. People in the street for the cause. Marching on Washington miners will be walking through walls. Type of superhero show up when ain't no one to call. That'll shield you from them shields that been killing us all. High beams for eyes, the peak, the villains in the dark. Power of resolution for a war would even start. The knowledge to build and grow where they live and take care of the kids and the older folk. The clean cause they need it most. Politics with the kings. About economic growth. Cure PTSD. Cause mental health ain't a joke. Feed the hungry.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Cleveland Browns and the Los Angeles Rams. And off we go from SoFi Stadium. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. First play from scrimmage, Stafford. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And he'll work down inside the 45. The Rams had 6 and 9 to start play. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Then the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 28. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
I certainly know that I, for one, would not like to be on the other end of a tackle when this guy's coming at you full speed from his strong safety spot. Boy, that was a nice play. From the 25 on second down, Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. And they stop him short of the first, as he can only get to the 20. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to make it fourth down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on fourth down, and my goodness, incomplete. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on fourth down. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is... defensively, the Rams have added 2 extra DBs. Back to throw, Watson. Forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. That one to the sideline, and a nice catch there. He stays in bounds, but a penalty marker is down as well. So a mistake there, Charles, from the rookie pass rusher.
And oftentimes when you make the jump from college to the NFL, you have to adjust to the rules. But in this case, the rule's no different than in college. Once the ball's gone, you can't continue on and get your shot in. That's one where you have to have some discipline. And even though he's a rookie, he really should know better.
And this is going to be intercepted. And the Rams are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
Well, Brand, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Off the fake to Akers, here's Stafford. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just heading straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
Rolling to his touchdown. David Njoku, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are on the board first on the road here in L.A.
We just saw one of the benefits of a quarterback having mobility. Scrambled around, kept the play alive, and then found a receiver open downfield for a touchdown.
Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is when we always hear the term complementary football because, as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result. Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Stafford. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
Well, they're certainly not giving much up to their defense, are they? Because for the 2nd time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
After the interception, here's Watson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Hard to believe that arm strength was a knock on Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson, but he showed what he's got there. The York on now for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. 14, Rams, nothing. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts him in a pretty good spot. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, L.A. Tutu Atwell, 70 yards. And the Rams are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point good by Prater. And that'll make our score 14-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Off of play action, it's Watson. He's going to go up top again. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's football 101, isn't it? Tip your cap to the rookie. He knocked that one away, but he better not relax. They're going to test him all game long.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
How many times do we hear that 3rd down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Watson. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 23 yards, the final tally.
Brandon, what's even more impressive is that came against double coverage. He gashed them with that reception, even with the extra focus that he drew from the defense.
First down, Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And the Rams are going to get the football here at their own 30-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good, and then you give up the touchdown on the last drive, and now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
On Stafford for the third time is intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target, but it'll be second down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Watson's throw taken in by Chark. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 22 yards there, a first down.
A gain of 22 yards. First down, Cleveland.
Watson off play action. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
But that's what they have to do more defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carping them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Watson going to keep it again. And he'll get this up to about the 40. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's third down. A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Got a man. It's Schwartz, complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 38-yard line. Watson. Dancing to his left. Got an open man. It's Schwartz. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a perfect.
Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Browns go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing is Stafford. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
At the 45-yard line.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've run the ball 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Faking the give. Now Watson. Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
I believe I could see what they were trying to do there, but unfortunately, the back ran out of room. Too close to the sideline. And for defenders, we're often taught 11 on the field. Those sidelines can become the 12th defender. It worked to the defense's advantage on that play.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
York able to send this one through, and they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down. Now Stafford. And he's got this to Jefferson. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
So not his arm, but hurting him with his legs. A gain of 19 on the keeper and a first down. After the run, Watson going to throw. And that is taken in by Njoku. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Boy, 30 more yards and another first down.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. To throw is Watson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Rams are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You called that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they've been pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
After the sack on first down, Watson, and pressure coming, and they got him once again. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
Third and long, it's Watson. Trying to lay one up deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
2 things you can do in that situation. Run and punt the football and try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. Fielded at the 43. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10. Right at the 50-yard line. From the 50, Stafford. Over the middle and complete to the tight end, Higbee. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or 2. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Browns take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is now 24.
Rams 7.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Greg Newsome. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's the defense, not just holding teams, but creating big plays for themselves.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
I have 0 rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. They nearly sprung him that time as he takes us all the way down to the 37. 65 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
In motion, the tight end. Now it's Watson. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
Watson will step away, and out comes Cade York to handle this 4th down field goal try for the Browns.
From the right hash, this from 53.
And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away, no good. And this will stay a 3-score game at 24. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball. And it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
To throw again on second down, Stafford. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Prater's kick is good, and they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And some room to work. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. He will push his way down to about the 14.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
A 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth, it doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, second down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And, oh, that one's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. Third down coming up.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, L.A. Tutu Atwell. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Rams get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Prater for the extra point. And the lead now down to 20. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Taylor Rapp with a pick, and the Rams are going to take possession of the football. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field, so play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more, but a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big play there on the catch and run, and it'll give him a fresh set of downs. A 3-score game here late. You could probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league.
Touchdown, Rams! Brycen Hopkins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Rams have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Fair catch, made on the 25-yard line. The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw with this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, Watson. And Shark hauls it in. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Off of play action, it's Watson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. DJ Chark, 40 yards. And the Browns are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. So that drive there, CD, a good response, and that might be the one that gets them to the finish line, a comfortable lead.
Yeah, and that's all about not letting the team back into a game because they just gave up a touchdown. It was back to a 2-score game, and anything can happen in that situation. But instead, they came through with a really terrific drive right there that ended in 6. So you like to slam the door on teams. In this case, they're trying to lock it as well.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 46. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all, as we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
46-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 107 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And Watson's going to throw it here. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now Watson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Watson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. He's certainly one of those quarterbacks that can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to hem him in and get him to the ground.
Perfect descriptor right there about how they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment, but they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting him escape. But how about those guys in the secondary as well? Kept the coverage tight, plastered to the receivers, and left no real options for him to throw it downfield.
One last throw here for Stafford. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.